Good day everyone. Welcome back to our Azure Databricks series. In today's video, we are continuing our deep dive into Unity Catalog. This time, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of creating storage credentials, configuring external locations, setting up catalogs on those locations, and finally, creating volumes. We will also finish up by creating a delta table using a CSV file that's stored on the volume. Before we dive in, it's important to note that all of these actions can only be performed if Unity Catalog is enabled in your Databricks workspace. Unity Catalog provides centralized governance and security for your data and allows you to manage your data from multiple cloud storage systems in a streamlined manner. Unity Catalog is a powerful data governance feature within Databricks that allows you to centrally manage and secure your data. With Unity Catalog, you can define your data access policies at the catalog level, schema, and table levels while ensuring consistent security practices across all your workspaces. In this video, our goal is to walk you through how Unity Catalog is used to manage external data locations and volumes in Azure Databricks, whether you are using data stored in Azure Data Lake, Blob Storage, or other external storage systems. Unity Catalog help you with seamlessly integrating and manage this data with Databricks. Let's start by creating storage credentials. Storage credentials in Unity Catalog allows Databricks to securely access your external storage accounts. These credentials can be linked to either Azure AD, a service principal, or a managed identity. The key point here is that we need these credentials to access external data securely. When you create storage credentials, you are essentially giving Databricks permission to access specific cloud storage buckets, containers, or folders. Once we have these credentials set up, we will be able to associate them with external locations. Let's make sure that the compute is started. In my case, the serverless starter warehouse is started. Yeah. So let's click here and then click on add a storage credential. Yep. Now, if you see here, the credential type, we will leave it as Azure Managed Identity. Yep. So now we need a storage credential name here. Yeah. So what we'll do is let's give some name here. So I will give it as JBADB. Yeah. Storage credential East US. So this is the name that I'm going to give. Yeah. Now what we need to give is we need to give the access connector ID. Okay. Before that, we will have to prepare our storage account. Also, we need to have an access connector created if it is not already there in East US region. Okay, let's let's create a new storage account. Yeah. Okay, so we will create it in East US. Let's select that. We'll have it as standard. We'll use LRS. Click on next. We need to enable hierarchical namespace. Let's click on next. We'll leave the public access. Let's leave everything else as default. Let's create it. Let's wait for the storage account to be created. Okay, so the resource is created now, the storage account. Let's create a container inside that. Yeah, let's name it as maybe we will name it as catalog finance. Yeah, and then let's create it. Now what we'll do is let's create a new access connector for Azure Databricks if it is not available. In my case, I have one created already in East US region, which is UZ Metastore Access Connected East US. Yeah, that's on the East US region. If you don't have one, you will have to create a new one. But in my case, I already have it, so I'm going to use that one. Okay, so let's go to this access control IAM. Yeah, and then add role assignment. And then what we'll do is like we will have to use storage blob data contributor, blob data contributor next, and then select managed identity. And then we need to select that access connector. Yeah. So in my case, my access connector is this one, UC Metastore Access Connected East US. Yeah. You see here. So I'm going to use that one. East US, select, and then add it. Okay, so let's wait for it to get added. It is added now. Okay, now let's go back to that access connector here, East US, and let's copy the resource ID here. Copied. Now let's go to this catalog Explorer. Now we have provided the required access of the access connector to the storage account. Let's paste that here. Yeah, and then let's click on create. Let's wait for it. Okay, so if you see here, it is created now. Yeah, so if you see here, a JB ADB storage credential East US. Yeah, so we have the required information here. Yeah, so now that we have our storage credentials, the next step is to define an external location. An external location in Unity Catalog is a logical representation of a directory in external storage. It helps us to organize and control access to data stored externally. By using an external location, we can map our data into Databricks without having to manually move the data into the Databricks file system. This is a key advantage as it lets us leave large data sets in their current location while securely managing access through Databricks. Now let's create the external location. Click on add an external location. Yeah, external location name. Let's give it as JBADB. External location East US. Then storage credentials is the one that we will select that we created before this. Yeah, JBADB storage credential East US. Yep. So now URL, it is telling us like we need to get in this format. Yeah, ABFSS container name, storage account name at DFS core. Yeah, this is what we need to get. So what we'll do is like let's go to the storage account. Yeah, we have the container here, catalog finance. So catalog finance is the container name. Yeah, so what we'll do is like we'll write this URL here in our comment, and then we will cut it and paste it there. Yeah, ABFSS container name is catalog finance at storage account name. So we know that this is the storage account. So let's go there. Dot dfs dot core dot windows dot net. Yeah, and then let's give a folder as well. So maybe like we will give the folder as let's give it let's use the folder as this schema so that we can push everything there. Okay, or whatever. So folder, what I'll give is like I will give the folder as finance again. Yeah, and then what I need to do is like I will have to create a folder inside this one. Yeah, so let's click on add directory and then click on save. And then what I'll do is like now that it is created, let's cut this and put it here. Okay, and what we'll do, we will click on create here. Let's wait for it to complete. Yep, it's completed. And if you see here, we have the external location created for us. Yeah, so permission, we have the permission. You can provide the required permission. You need to select the required principles and then you can give that. Also, the most important thing is like the workspace here. Yeah, you can select the required workspaces and assign to workspaces where this external location needs to be accessed. As of now, I will leave it to all workspace. Yeah, so we have all these details with respect to the accesses here, so it has to be provided as appropriate. Yeah, once we have an external location, the next step is to create a catalog. A catalog in Unity Catalog is a collection of schemas and tables that help you organize your data. Think of it as a high-level container for your data sets. In our case, we'll be creating a catalog that references the external location we just set up. But before that, what we'll do is like we will create a normal catalog and then I will show you guys, and then we will create a catalog using the external location, and then we will compare these two. Yeah. Um, with this catalog, we can manage our data from a centralized point while still accessing the data that's stored externally. A key benefit here is that we are leaving Databricks governance and security features for the data that's not physically stored within the Databricks environment. Yeah. So let's go to the catalog and then let's click on this and then add a catalog. Yeah. Here first, I'm not going to use external storage location. Yeah. So this is the external location that we have created. I will just name the catalog as catalog 1 test. Yeah, type I will leave it to standard. Yeah, and then let's click on create. Okay, so it is basically telling catalog has been created with recommended permission settings. Click configure to set up additional permissions. Yeah, I'm just going to view the catalog here. That's it. Let's go to the SQL editor. Let's select our catalog 1 test. Yeah, I will leave it to default. Let's first create a schema. I will name it as schema 1. And then let's create a table. Yep, the schema is created. Now I'm creating this table. I have an extra brace, so let me remove that and then create it one more time. Okay, it's created now. Now, if you see here, we have the catalog 1 test, schema 1, and then I missed providing the schema, so let me create it one more time. Let's run it. It's created. So now if I see here, we have the table schema1.tables. Yeah, so the table is created here. Okay. So now let's go back to the catalog, and then if I go to this catalog 1 test and then look at the details here. Yeah. So we have the details like who created and things like that. Yeah. Now I go to this default schema, and again you will have the required information like what is the catalog name and all other details here. And now when I look at the table here, yeah, and then go to the details, you can see that the storage location is the meta store location. So what we did is like when we created the meta store for the East US region, whatever storage we used for that metastore is currently used for this particular table that we have created. Yeah. So now here you can provide the required permissions and things like that. But the most important thing to note is this particular location. Yeah, when you created it without providing any external location, it basically uses your metastore storage location. Yeah. Now, if you look at your Hive metastore, yeah, you don't use your metastore location. Instead, it basically uses your DBFS root location. Yeah. Now you go to this location and you will see it is basically using your DBFS user Hive. Yeah. So that's the difference. On the Hive store, the table uses your DBFS root location, and as far as the data, that is your table, on when you have the Unity catalog enabled, it basically utilizes your metastore storage location. Okay. Now what I'm going to do now, let me create a catalog again. Yeah. Let's name it as Finance East US catalog. Yep. I will leave the type as standard. Yep. Storage location. I'm going to use JB ADB storage location East US. As soon as I selected the storage location, you can see that this is the location where the catalog will be placed. Yeah. So let's click on create. Let's view the catalog here. Yeah. Okay. Now, what we'll do is like um, uh, let's create a schema here. Yep. So let's click on create schema. Yep. And then let's name the schema as finance schema. Yeah. And then the external location, I'm going to select this one. Yeah. It is going to place it in the finance folder. What I'll do is like I will mention that let's create it inside a folder inside this finance as finance schema. Yeah. Now you go back to the storage account. You have this catalog finance, and then you have the finance folder, but inside that you don't have anything. Yeah. So I'm basically asking this schema to place everything inside this particular folder, finance schema. Yeah. Let's click on create. Okay. So we have our finance schema created. Yeah. So we have this finance schema. Let's go to our storage account, and then we don't have anything as of now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a table now. Yeah. Let's head to our SQL editor. Yeah. And then let's create a table. So I'm going to use my finance East US catalog and then my finance schema. Yeah. And I'm going to create a table called table 1. Yeah. So let me create that. It's finance schema. So let's run that. Okay. Can't. Okay, let's change that. Let's run it. It's created now. Yeah. Finance East US catalog, finance schema, we have the table 1. Let's head back to our catalog. And then if you see here, we have, let's refresh it. Yeah, table 1 is here. Now look at the details here. Yeah. So if you see here, it is basically using the external location that we have created, catalog finance, JB ADB storage credential. It is no longer using your DFS root or your metastore storage location. Now let's head back to the storage account here. Let's do a refresh, and then if you see here, we have this finance schema folder created. Yeah. So we have all our details here, and yeah, here you go. Next, let's move on to creating volumes. Volumes allow you to create a managed abstraction over the raw external storage. By creating a volume, we can map a part of our external storage into the Databricks environment, making it easy to read from or write to that external location. Volumes are useful when you need to manage storage at a granular level, specifically for specific analytics or machine learning workflows that rely on continuous data access. It essentially lets you work with your external data as if it were natively available in Databricks. Let's click on that schema here. Yeah. Now click on create here, and then you have this option called create volume. Let's click on that. Let's give a name here. We will give it as finance volume East US, yeah, and then use this external volume here, and then select the external location, which will be JB ADB external location East US, and you know that this is the path, yeah. Let's click on create. Okay, so we are getting this information stating like input path URL overlaps with manage storage within create volume call. So it basically tells like it is used by something else. We know that what it is being used, our catalog and our schema there. Yeah. So what I'll do is like I will create a folder there called finance volume. Yeah. And then what I'll do is like let's go to our container here, storage account, and then inside the finance, let's create our folder called finance volume. Yeah. Now what we'll do is like let's click on create. This time it created fine without any issues. Yeah. Now everything looks good, and if you see here the storage location, it is using this finance value. Yeah. Okay, so if you can see here, we have this volume folder here, and we have the volume that is created, finance volume East US. Yeah. Now, if you see here, we don't have anything here. Yeah. So now what I'll do is like let's create a let's upload let's say a CSV file. Let me put this df.csv. Yeah. So let's click on upload. Let's put this df.csv. Yeah. You can see that. Yeah. Now let's go to our volume here. Yeah. You can see that the df.csv is here. Yeah. One more thing that we can do is like just click on this plus and then click on upload to volume. Yeah. And then you can see that we have our finance East US catalog. So we have this one here. Yeah. So now you can see here drop one or more files here. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do, let's try moving that file here. ICICI. Yeah. ICICI.csv is here. Let's click on upload. Then if you see here, we can see that file as well. So one thing that I did is like I directly put that file here. Yeah. And the second thing is like I use this option upload to volume. Yeah. This way we are able to get the files inside the volumes folder. Yeah. Finally, Let's wrap up by creating a delta table using the CSV file stored in the volume we just created. Delta tables are an essential feature in Databricks that allow you to perform incremental data updates, ensure data consistency, and enable time travel operation on your data. By using delta tables, you can work with large data sets more efficiently. And in our case, we will create a delta table by reading the CSV data from the volume. This is where we can really see the power of combining Unity Catalog with Delta Lake for optimal data management. We will use this df.csv. Yeah, let's copy the path. I will go to the SQL editor here. Yeah, let's request our AI to create a table for us from the volume. So here I'm asking the query, create a delta table called this table name by reading the CSS file from the volume here. Yep. Okay, so we have this query. Let's accept it, and then what we'll do is let's try executing it. So it's getting executed. It's created now. Yep. So let's check that out. Let's go to the finance used US catalog, and if you can see here, we have this table, finance ext table. Okay. So what we'll do now, let's look at the content of this particular table. Yeah, that is basically I'm executing it and looking at the row here. Yeah. So if you see here, we are able to see the rows on this particular table. So everything seems good. Yeah. Now let's go to the catalog here. And then in the catalog, let's look at the details of this particular table that we have created. Yeah, finance ext table. And let's go to the details here. And if you look at the storage location, it is created inside this catalog finance container, and the schema is finance schema. That brings us to the end of this step-by-step guide. In this video, we covered how to create storage credentials, set up external locations, organize data using catalogs, create volumes, and finally, create a delta table from data stored in an external location. This entire process is made possible by Unity Catalog, which provides centralized governance and security for all your data assets across Databricks. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth content on Databricks and other Azure services. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Jai Hind.